me, the chef is share everything with the customer and not just make money. This pasta flavor is really close to Korean taste because of the milky. Also, we have soup with the same bread. After you eat all meat, in the end they left the soup. They put rice inside, and finally become like creamy like this. I'm Biagio, the chef restaurant in Mureto, Italian restaurant, and today I'm going to introduce to you the Italian food plus Korean, and I'm going to introduce the nurungi and the fresella. We have the Korean nurungi and Napoli fresella. It's very similar food and similar way how to eat and how to cooking. So we're gonna cut big dice. We cut everything like very small size. So base we have celery, onion, bacon, basilico, this is Italian bacon. In Korea they call samgyeopsal. They use in many Korean recipes. We're gonna start cooking. Always extra virgin oil, basil broken by finger. So now the oil heating up, we're gonna put inside the celery, onion, so now we're gonna caramelize the onion and celery, so take out all flavor. Well, Italian sauce is very important cooking. All ingredients and make combination all together. And extra virgin oil gonna catch all the flavor. Okay, now we can go with potato. All ingredients is caramelized, so the sugar, the protein, everything is coming out because we're cooking, and gonna be balanced. All ingredients. This is very important for the Italian recipe. Okay, now we're gonna put water inside. We're gonna start very strong fire, and after we make low and slow cooking. The final touch: pasta, black pepper, cheese, smoked cheese, but all with balance. Okay, now I'm gonna do the pasta con le alici. And why I'm doing this recipe? Because it's really fun. This is Korean and Italy is two peninsula. We have a sea everywhere, and after many experience I had in Korea for many kind of dish about the Korean style, I found many ingredients is the same. In Korea they say tokate. It totally different process, totally different way to cooking, but the taste is very similar to Italian taste. So we're going to use garlic. In Korea they use a lot garlic. Anchovy is a milky. Just different extra virgin oil. We're going to use chili and some cherry tomato. So all these ingredients Korean people they know very well. What is different, for example, from Italian food and Korean? In Italy we just make the garlic brown and we take out. In Korea, Korean people really love it garlic, so I'm gonna leave inside. Just very important is to cooking well. I'm not going to put any salt inside here because the anchovy, this Italian anchovy, they made marinade by salt. So food preservation is by salt in Italy. In Korea is by dry. by wind, by sun. So the garlic is ready. One spoon of water. We leave the sauce cooking for a few minutes. Gonna catch good flavor, good combination, all the ingredients. And we're gonna have a spaghetti inside. And Italian parsley, always. Okay, sauce is done. Very quick and fast. What is the very important point for me is not the recipe or show you how to make the food. That is not important. For me, it's important the culture. Very interesting is I discovered in Korea nurungji, and I discovered how they eat this. And very similar way with this one. This is name is freselle. It's almost totally same process, the same way how to eat. We're gonna use the water for both of them, the food, because both of them are really dry food. So this was a chance to every family to keep in long time, even when they doesn't have food. Because sometimes my grandmother, she tell me, they don't have money to buy food, so they use the one, and everyone survive. So this case, just plain water and a little bit salt we put before on the nurungji. It's not too much Korean style with salt, but this is the process what we gonna do nurungji. So it's very slow, and the rice is gonna be okay melted and soft. And usually Korean people eat this with kimchi. So now I'm gonna start the Italian way. So it's very strong, like stone. What do we do? Inside the cold water. The time is our choice. We want strong, we want soft. Usually Italian people, they have experience to catch a long time. So we're gonna use cherry tomato, basil, oregano, extra virgin oil, salt, very fine onion, it's a really summer flavor. This dish in Napoli, in South Italy, we use a lot in summertime because it's very hot, so we don't want to make pasta, we don't want hot food. There is many type of topping. It depends on the people. So I'm going to put burrata cheese. This is the summer pasta. It's totally gonna eat by hand. Nurungji almost ready, right? We can make one more style, the fresella. So again, the same way, cold water. By this case, I'm gonna put on the top seafood soup. This I made previous because I want good flavor. Always chili. So now I'm gonna use the broth, and the fresella gonna absorb all juice, and taste is wonderful, really wonderful. This is one more style. So we are cooking the pasta. This pasta flavor is really close to Korean taste because of the myeolchi. Garlic and myeolchi is very good combination and very similar to Korean taste. In this a few last year, I'm really focused about Korean and Italy to understand the Korean food and the history. Because cooking is not just make food, it's to understand what you do, what you touch. On the top, anchovy. Another funny thing is in Korea they have sujebi. Sujebi is really fun because like the many type of pasta in Italy, like gnocchi. In Napoli we use many broken pasta. So finally the shape is really similar and the taste almost the same. In this case we could use black pepper, not chili, because different flavor. So pasta now is and sauce gonna mix together. The potato become creamy because the starch and gonna absorb all the smell, all the flavor from all ingredients. Parmesan cheese, fresh basil. So I'm gonna mix until the smoked cheese is gonna be melted. I want to introduce the Korean people, really the original food and culture to understand what they eat. To be chef is not just to be famous, to make good food. For me, be chef is share everything with the customer and not just make money. So in this dish, we have what I said before, many similar things like Korea. The kamja, potato, the samgyeopsal is bacon, and pasta like sujebi. Easy to understand for many Korean people. Just have to try. Wow. Summer dish is Italian style. Also in Korea they don't use summertime. They don't eat too much hot food always. They have also the cold noodle. What's the name? The cold noodle.
비빔면,
Bibimbap. So
냉면.
naengmyeon because very hot. But in Italy we use this one. All cold pasta. Also we have soup with the same bread, crispy bread. Also, today we show the anchovy pasta. Anchovy pasta with the mano, garlic, very close to Korean taste because gnocchi and garlic and cherry tomato. In different way we use the Italian pasta. Kamja pasta. It's both pasta and patata in Napoli. Inside we have onion, yampa, the celery. And the way finally the dish is coming is like in the hand when you have a kamjatan in Korea. Kamjatan is the Korean soup with the pork bone, and after you eat all meat, in the hand they left the soup, they put rice inside, and finally become like creamy like this. And taste is different, but the way is very close.
처음에 셰프이 이거 만든다 했을 때 엄청 신기했던 게 이태리 요리하면 되게 단순할 것 같은데 이런 새로운 것들이 있어서 신기했고 이런 걸 이용해서 뭔가 다양하게 쓸 수 있다는 게 되게 재밌었어요. 그리고 한국이랑 되게 비슷하다는 게 그게 되게 매력적이었던 것 같아요.
Thank you for looking video and stay tuned for the future episodes. Ciao!